All right, everybody, welcome back to Freedom Algo. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Yeah, it was a slow morning today. Looks like we got some people in the chat already. So good to see you, Daryl. Good to see you, Jackie. Good to see you, Jacoby. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hope you had an amazing weekend. And yeah, it was a slow morning. We actually have a setup possibly forming here right now. There's a first entry here. Delete that. There's actually a second entry short that is forming right here. So you have this move up, you have a first entry, and now you have a second entry short right here if it breaks below. The only problem is that like it was coming right back up to this area, so it could be like a breakout pullback to the range. But you are above the EMA. There's definitely some risk there. It is a close outside a new high of this channel, so there's definitely some reasons to like a second entry short here, but you have to be aware of like, you know, this move being a little bit bullish, and also the fact that there could be a slightly wider trend line that's in play to break back inside here. It's not even breaking below, so it's not even best source, but anyway. Hey, good to see you, Ken. Good to see you, Dan. Fraser, good to see you all. Good to see you, Trader Coder. Welcome. All right, so I got to check something on my other side right now because I'm doing an experiment right now and trying to see if we can go, if I can go live on TikTok. I don't know if it's working or not, so I'm just trying to see real quick if it's working. I don't know if it is. It says that it's live, but I don't think it's working. Anyway. Is it not working, Howard? I have no idea. Here, I'm gonna try real quick to see if it'll work. Give me a second. Give me a second. I gotta do some technical. I got a quick technical thing that I gotta deal with. So give me 1 second, everybody. Hang on. Bear with me. I'm gonna block my screen for just a quick second here. So that I can make sure that it's working. Bear with me, fam. Bear with me. Technical stuff. We got to deal with the technical stuff here. I think I might know what the issue is. So let me just try to fix it real fast. While we're waiting, please like the stream and definitely subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 5,100 subscribers today. We only need 15 subscribers to do it. So let's see if we can get it, fam. I think I might know what the issue is. So just give me 1 second. All right, Howard, do me a favor and double check to let me know if it's working on there. And we'll just see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. No big deal. No big deal. Sorry, everybody, for the technical stuff. We're trying to see if we can stream to TikTok, just because we think it'd be fun to maybe get some more people like from other platforms. But there seems to be some sort of weird technical stuff going on with it that doesn't seem to be working. So so I'm not quite sure, but it seems like it's totally scuffed. It says that we're connected to the TikTok chat, so maybe it's working. All right, cool. We're live on TikTok too. Sweet. Howard, do me a favor and send a comment from TikTok. All right, everybody. We're trying to get... Thanks for bearing with us. This is our first time trying to stream over to TikTok as well, just to see if we can get some more people cruising. So, all right, cool. All right, Howard, there we go. Sweet. All right, I'll have to mess with the chat later because now I can't tell if it's... let me see. Howard, send a message from your TikTok so that I can see that it came through. And then we should be all good. All right, cool. All right, fam. All right, fam. So let's get into it now. I'm sorry that that's such a pain. And Howard, do me a quick favor and let me know once you send it. Once you did? Oh, geez. Well, maybe it's scuffed. Hold on. TikTok. Let me change this to TikTok. Oh, there we go. That's you. All right, it came through. I see it. Test. Sweet, it's in. All right, everybody, we're in. Danny T, good to see you. If I didn't say hi already, I'm sorry. I was dealing with some technical stuff. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me on a Monday. All love. Good to see everybody here. Let's get this thing drawn wider. Remember how I said this was a pretty bullish move? Do we get a wider channel here? We might. So I'm actually going to draw a little bit of a wider channel because that's a pretty strong move back in. So this is kind of like a failed breakout here. All right, cool. That's good. That's good, man. That's good. All right, let me see here. That actually looks pretty good. Howard sent me a couple of screenshots. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. All right, sweet. All right. Anyway, there we go. We now can stream on TikTok, I guess. All right, so anybody that's in the TikTok stream, welcome. This is going to definitely be your first time here because it's the first time we stream there. Everybody on YouTube, welcome. And let's get into it. Let's get some likes cruising. We're just trying to get to a first target today of 50 likes. 50 likes for the YouTube stream. Just hit that like button, definitely subscribe, and let's get it up to 5,100. So this morning when I came in, we kind of had this downtrend working. Now it was kind of weird because we had like a tight channel, a little bit tighter, and then this kind of turned into its own downtrend in itself. And so basically what ended up happening here was we cruise down, and then we actually get a close outside and a move to a new low. So that's kind of what happened there. Yes, I will. So that was a question from, it looks like Ship. Oh, classic. Classic. So, Ship, it looks like you said, can I explain the breakout pullback? Yeah, I for sure will explain the breakout pullback. I for sure will do that. When we get there. For now, we'll just keep cruising. All right, and then I see a question from Zeke. Why ES over NQ? I'm just going to answer this before I get into the rest of the price action. There's a lot of reasons why I like the ES over NQ. So I'm going to do my best to not make this a super long response. But here's the short of it. The ES has higher volume than the NQ. People think the NQ has higher volume because it moves more, but that's actually not true. The ES has higher volume than the NQ, which makes it more reliable overall. The other thing is, when it comes down to volatility, the ES has volatility, but not as extreme as the NQ. So it makes the ES move in a much more smooth and stable way. You get filled on limit orders a lot more often when it just touches the order because of the high volume. There's a lot of things I like about it. Now also, because it has higher volume and is a little bit more smooth, the candle sizes are pretty consistent on the ES. And so I find that when I'm trading the ES, my stop losses are pretty consistent. Like, I can trade with a stop loss size that's not going to change that often. So I don't need to I almost never need to change how many contracts I'm trading with for the day. I just trade with a certain number of contracts. My losses are going to be consistent. My wins are going to be consistent. There's a lot of consistency and reliability on ES. Now with NQ, the wicks and the candles are huge, and they can be very variable. So there's going to be a lot larger variance in your stop losses and your take profits. I don't like that as a trader and scalper because I want consistent wins that are consistent sizes. That's more stable for me, so that's what I like. And because of the ES is a little bit more reliable in that way, I just think it's easier to stay consistent on. The other thing I would say is that outside of just the consistency argument and like the volume and all that sort of stuff, reliability, everything like that, there's another aspect to it, which is that when it comes down to the ES, on a cash account, an ES contract is $500 on my NinjaTrader cash account, right? An NQ contract is $1,000. So I can actually trade 2 ES contracts for the same margin as one NQ contract. And what that means is that one tick of movement. So like, let's say you're trading with 2 ES contracts. One tick of movement is going to be worth $25 because you're trading with 2 contracts. One tick of movement on NQ is worth $5. And the NQ doesn't move 5 times as much as the ES. So therefore, you can actually make more money with smaller movements on the ES because of that aspect. Now, if you're trading prop, it's a whole different thing, but most people are over leveraged if they're trading NQ on prop, and that's just a fact. All right, let's get down to it. All right, so I'm gonna answer these questions real quick and then get into the actual chart because I need to get into it in a second here. So, how can you get started with futures trading? It's pretty simple. So I have a free course here. I'll show you. If you go to my YouTube channel, so open up the link tree. I always have the link tree. It's in the bio. It's in my bio. So if you're on TikTok, it's in my bio. It's also in the description of the video. It's in everything. And you can go to my YouTube channel right here. And you can go to videos. And you can scroll down to this video right here that says full course. This is a 4-hour free course that I did. So this will help you learn how to get started in futures trading and what you can do. And then I also have this NinjaTrader tutorial because I use NinjaTrader and how you can set up your NinjaTrader chart the way I do. So this will get you started for free on how to do it. And then everything else is in here, which is my paid community for $99 a month. And this is where I have my entire strategy system, step by step, exactly how to do it. It's all in here. I have a full course that goes through literally everything that you would need to trade this style, how to trade futures, trade the ES the way I do. There's calls every week that get recorded that you can join. There's my live stream schedule. The calls get posted in here. So there's a live aspect to it. And then every day during the session, you can see this, I'm posting my actual chart updates of like the trades that I'm seeing, the way the chart is unfolding so you can follow along in real time before we go live every day. So that's all set up in there for you. So it's all in there. All right, let's take a look here. Let me see. Someone's asking if we got a failure over here. I'll go check real quick. It looks like... It actually does look like we could form a failure there. It did close outside of this wider channel that I was drawing. But to be fair, even if you draw the channel like this, which probably fits even a little bit better, even if you draw it like this, you do have a close outside new high. I'd be reluctant to take a long here. I don't know that this is actually going to be a failure. It's not really one that I would take because we never got a new low on this down move that happened. We never got a new low. So I would be reluctant to take a long or short here. I would not be looking for either one right now. This is one of those days where there's not a lot of setups. So don't try to force a bad one or a risky one. All right. So don't do that because sometimes you're just going to have days where the price action is a little slower and that's okay. All right, everybody. So if you haven't done so already, please like the stream and please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 5,100 YouTube subscribers today. Trying to get to 50 likes. And if you're on TikTok, welcome. Just, good to see you here. All right, so this cruises down. We get a close outside. Moves down to this low here. So at this point, this down channel had played out, but we have a wider channel that I drew off of this swing, and this swing. There's no setups down here. You can see it breaks down further. And then I did draw this blue line as like a possible range low. Now we do come out, we make a new low here. Not new low, we try to make a new low. We break out of this here, and then we try to make another new low, doesn't work. Comes up, finally makes a new low here. And then I was actually going to take a long here, but I didn't because we got a higher low, but then it forms an inside bar. So you don't get a setup there, unfortunately, because you have to cancel. I had an order actually sitting here, but I had to cancel it because the next bar didn't get me into the trade. And so then we might have congestion. So I canceled the order. It would have worked, but it's not a good setup at that point. You don't treat this like a failure either. That's risky. So you just have to sit out. Comes down, it tests the low here and gives you a triple test, but there's no signal bar, there's no higher low signal bar. Then it comes up and it finally gives you this one. And this is the only trade that I took today. And so that's just what it is. So I only got one this morning and it was right here. So you have a new high, you have a pullback, you have a first entry long, pullback, second entry long. It's also a triple test. I did mark it as a green though because I didn't love the fact that it forms like this, right? You got this equal low, which is nice, but I didn't like the fact that the bar was smaller than this one. If it had closed at the same level or like a tick higher or something, then I would have marked this as a blue. But because it formed almost like a sort of like an inside type bar, not technically inside because it has an equal low, and you can use this as a signal bar. Because it formed like that, I was concerned that we might try to make one more leg down. So I will say that. So it's not perfect, but you do have room to the EMA. It's a decent setup. It ends up working. You don't get a runner out of this, but it ends up working. It cruises up. You get a close outside, and then you do get a breakout pullback. So this is, someone asked me if I could explain the breakout pullback, and we are here, so I'm going to explain it. Yeah, this morning was good, but I only had that one real setup, and that's okay. You know, that's okay. It's going to happen sometimes like that. So basically you have this channel up, you get a close outside. Now you're expecting a new high. The other thing is, I was thinking we might come up and test this level up here because this was like that level from the previous lows. And I thought we might come up and test it. And I thought we might get a new high on this channel right here. So basically the way I looked at it was like this. You come down here and it's just a first entry long from this high. However, it's a close outside and it's a breakout pullback of this blue level, which originally I had this as my range. So I saw this like a failed break, or I saw this like a breakout pullback test to the range with a nice bullish bar. Now, I would have liked it more if there was like a second entry or like a triple test or some sort of higher low, but we didn't get it. So I didn't take the trade, but it's there. It is there. It's just breakout pullbacks are a little bit riskier. So that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. Comes up, makes this high. We didn't get a good signal bar, so I didn't want to take a short here. If this gave you a better signal bar, you could take a short here because now you have a close outside, new high, slight pullback, and then it traps the longs right here and then reverses. But unfortunately, there's so much stem on the bottom that I didn't like it. And then you get an equal high here to make a lower high, but now you're shorting right into the possible area that we could bounce. So I don't think it's worth taking the lower high. Let me see. Yeah, exactly, Fraser. You get stopped on the runner there because if you look here, you enter one tick above the bar and you can see it comes back and stops you on this wick, unfortunately. So that's how that went. All right. All right, so let's see. So I got a question here. Is NQ just popular because it satisfies gambling habits? Look, I won't say that it's that necessarily, but I'll say this. There's a really big thing right now in the prop firm world where a lot of these people are opening prop firm accounts and they're like trading with like the full position size of the account on NQ to try to like pass their evaluations in like one trade. And it is promoting a pretty irresponsible way to trade. That's not a good idea generally to trade like that. So I don't think it's a good way to go. Ultimately, what I think you want to be doing instead is if you are going to trade with a prop firm, you want to trade the way that you would trade on a cash account. So I tell people this all the time. If you're going to trade with a prop firm, let's say they give you a 50K account. What you should do is because a lot of times your trailing drawdown is going to be what, 2,000, maybe 2,500. I think that what you want to do is actually treat it like it's a $1,000 account, which means that you can literally not even trade an NQ contract on it. You can only trade an MNQ if you're going to do that. Or if you're trading ES, you can trade one contract at first. Or you have to trade MES. That's what I think is the better way to do it. And so a lot of people think that they can trade a one-to-one between ES and NQ contracts, and that's just not true. If you're really trading on a cash account, you would never do that. An ES contract, like I said earlier, would be $500. An NQ contract would be $1,000. So you could trade 2 ES contracts for every 1 NQ contract on a cash account. Prop firms will let you trade them on a one-to-one, but that's not a good idea because you're so over-leveraged at that point. And so I think a lot of people are just not even realizing that because they've never even traded a cash account. And unfortunately, they don't even know because the prop firms don't try to help you learn that. So that's kind of how I see it. I think that there's ways to trade NQ and ES both that are efficient. I think that you just have to know about how leveraged you are. Yeah, and Howard, to that question too, like you asked, like, why do so many traders treat funded accounts like casinos with rules? I think it's because people are seeing other people do it on YouTube. I mean, how many times have you watched a video or seen a video of somebody going like full bore, passing their evaluation in 10 seconds and they put it on YouTube like that's what you should be doing? But yeah, well, how many times have they failed that and not put it there? You just got to watch out because I think the problem is a lot of people are having that problem. And Paul, yes, for sure, I am trying TikTok Live. Why not? I'm on YouTube and TikTok Live right now. And good morning, Zulus. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so then this thing cruises down. We get real choppy in here, unfortunately, this morning. So we had a down channel, close outside new low right here, and then we do get a second entry long here, but unfortunately there's no setup because the signal bar is this big red bar. So I was really hoping that we would get a nice higher low here, but it just didn't happen. There's a second bar here, but you can't use that. If you did long the second bar, you have to use the red bar as your stop loss area. That's super risky, so I'm not even going to mark it as an option. Then, you know, nothing here. Just kind of starts to break down. This move up, this move down, nothing here. You get a new low. Here, close outside, new low. This is also an equal low. But then it breaks down out the bottom. So when this broke down out the bottom, it breaks down. You don't get a new low here or anything, but it does reverse back into the range. And now here's that area that someone was asking me if this is a failure. You can't take it either way because you get an inside bar, another inside bar. Just not a good setup. There's no real setups in here. This one is tempting because now you could start to see this as like, that was the failure. It hasn't actually triggered on any of these. But I don't think you'd want to take this. You got inside bars here, just too congested. But there is like a possibility here. There is a possibility if you want to look at that, but it's not really a triple test or anything. It's just a double bottom. I just don't think you want to take this. You know, you're longing right into the high. It's just not a good idea. So you just got to sit out. You got to sit out. We got to look at this like a failed breakout, and then we wait. Now we wait. So we broke back inside the original range here. We might go higher now. We got this possible resistance above us. You can see we played with the all-time high again. We gapped up in the overnight to a new all-time high. This is our regular trading hours all-time high now, right here. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see what happens. Hey, Paul, that's cool to hear. You started NinjaTrader 5K Sim Challenge today. Well, I don't know what that... I'm not sure what you mean, Paul. Is there a... Are they doing some sort of challenge with NinjaTrader? I actually don't know what that is. Oh, geez. You lost one and a half K already. Sorry to hear that, Paul. Let me know what that is, though. I've not heard of that. Let me Google it real quick. You said that there's a... All right, let me Google it real fast. What is it? Ninja Trader 5K Sim Challenge? Let me look this up. Futures challenges. I've never heard of this. Get ready to compete. Practice makes perfect. Oh, this is cool. There's like an arena thing. Rise to the challenge. That's cool. I've never heard of this. I was just looking at it on my other screen. That's cool. But that's cool. Sorry to hear that you already have some losses there, but yeah. What system are you trading? Are you trading the ES? Let me know, Paul. Are you trading the ES? Yeah, that's cool. I've never heard of that, so thanks for sharing it. Everybody, if you're here, please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. We're trying to get to 5,100 subscribers. We are trying to get to 50 likes as our stream goal today. I currently don't have a goal for TikTok because I just, this is the first time we're streaming there. So we're just kind of streaming YouTube and then streaming it to TikTok. But, you know, realistically, my goal with TikTok is that you guys come over to YouTube and subscribe there too, because I have way more resources there than I do on TikTok. Oh, nice, Paul. Trading the ES on a 2K tick chart. That's amazing. Cool to hear it. And again, for those of you who are new here, who haven't seen me before, if you go to my YouTube channel, again, you can go here, and I have a 4-hour course right here for free, and a Ninja Trader setup guide right here for free. So you can go and check that stuff out if you want to learn like a little bit more about how I trade. There's a bunch of other resources here. I go live every day, every weekday at the same time. So we'll be doing that on YouTube and TikTok this week. See how that goes. And, you know, my schedule is always on here. So that's always going on. It's always at 8:30 Pacific time, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. So you can check that all out. I got a free trading Discord. This is all at the link in my bio on TikTok and in the description on YouTube. My links are all here. And then if you want to go and do the Become a Price Action Trader, you can go through my whole course and system. And that's all in here. I'm not going to go through all of it, but my whole system and how I teach everything is all in there. So definitely check it all out. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. If you're wondering about the music, we're listening to music that I have it put on low quality right now so that it doesn't mess up the stream. But I record all this music. It's all my own music on Handpan under my name, Nick Bannock. So there you go. If you want to learn any of that, check it all out. That's cool, Paul. So Ninja Trader gives you a 25K to start on Sim, and then you're, oh no, you're swinging big. That sounds kind of wild. That sounds kind of wild, Paul. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. That sounds chaotic. I don't know what the, like, oh, and Das, good morning. I don't think I said hi to you. Sorry, man. I didn't see that before. But good to see you, Das. My bad for missing that comment. My bad. My bad. All right, I'm going to see if I can put a, let's put a poll in the chat. Let's get a poll going here first real quick. So we'll start a poll. We're going to do a simple yes-no today. We're going to do a simple yes-no. Our poll today is really simple on YouTube chat. Are you having an amazing Monday? Yes or no? Simple, straightforward. Vote in. Once I get some votes in, we'll conclude the poll and see what the deal is, and then I'll ask some clarifying questions. Yeah, Paul is out here YOLO trading. Doing it for TikTok, huh? Oh, dude, you're making me laugh, man. You're making me laugh. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I can actually, let me see if I can do, I'm going to see if I can change a couple of settings real fast on something here. That should work. All right, let me see if that fixed what I'm trying to do. I was trying to set it up to change the color based on what app people are coming from, and then of course it didn't properly do it. Paul, the absolute lad. Oh man. Well, hey Paul, you know what? Shout out to you for doing your thing, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. We'll try that. I'm trying to change the color of some of these. All right. Andrew, I see a question from you here. Let's see here. Do I trade... Okay, so the question from Andrew was, do I trade live during the session in the private group every day? The way that we do it is really specific in the private group. So I'm not live streaming, but what we do is during the trading session, we do this. So if you look here, this is from today. So if I click on this, I always have my live stream link available. And then I'd say good morning, and then I start posting charts. And so I give people some commentary. We post the charts. There's also a Discord channel that everyone gets access to where I post the same things. And we basically just post charts throughout the session as they're progressing. So every time I change what my chart looks like, I post a new version of it where I'm drawing my trend lines and how we're looking at the market. And then as setups happen, we'll put them in there. If we go back, today was a little bit of a boring market morning. But if we go back to like Friday where there was like more setups, here's like Fridays, and you can see like on Friday, like we're posting the setups, the trades, like some of that stuff in there. So I'm trading during the live market, but we're mostly having a conversation about what's going on. And the way that we do it, or the way that I structure everything, is I want to teach people how to spot all the trade setups on their own. So the thing is, if I were just to like live stream my trading, nobody's going to learn anything as they're trading, because you need to learn how to spot everything on your own. So if I'm telling you the whole time, you're not going to learn it on your own. So the goal for what I do is you watch the market in real time and you learn how to spot your setups and draw your trend lines. And then my chart updates are just a way for you to confirm if you're drawing your trend lines properly. Sometimes we call things out as they're happening ahead of time, that sort of thing. But the idea is the classic thing of teach a man to fish versus giving a man a fish. So hopefully that makes sense to you. Let me know if you got questions. All right. And Howard, you said, are candlestick patterns, like dojis and shooting stars, legit or just trader folklore? So I think that the reality is with these is that when it comes to candlestick patterns, or not, and like candlestick, you know, like actual candlesticks themselves, like dojis and stuff, they do have some significance. They do have significance. Like I use the signal bars to my advantage, right? But they're just an extra confirmation. So they are important, but they're not the be all end all, and they're not a strategy on its own. So that's how I would look at it. That's how I would look at it. Yeah, and hey, everybody that's here, just ask questions whenever you want, especially for the new people on TikTok. Go ahead and ask questions. Definitely follow and like everything. And, you know, like the stream, follow along. I post stuff pretty much almost every day on TikTok and on YouTube. All right, let's see. So, but basically back to the question about candlestick patterns. I do use patterns to some extent, but I'm not a pattern trader. I focus on what is the market context, and then I use the patterns within the specific price action context to give me a confirmed setup. That's how I look at it. All right, I think I missed a couple of questions, so let me go over here and take a look. All right, someone said look out below. Possibly. Alcy, hello, good to see you. You said look out below. Yeah, maybe. We might break out to the downside. We might also stay within this range after that failed breakout that we had. Anything could happen here because we never made a new move on this down channel. So we do still need a new low to be made there, but we might not get it because this also could very well just be an overshoot right here. An overshoot failed breakout. So we got to be patient here and see if the bottom of this range holds. I'm not going to jump to any conclusions yet. And again, if you're new here, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 5,100 subscribers today on YouTube to hit our goal. we are trying to get as many TikTok followers as we can as well. So if you haven't followed, definitely follow along. Like the video as much as you can. On YouTube, we're trying to get to 50 likes. So let's see if we can get there. All right. Yeah, Paul, I'll be back same time. So what I'm going to do, Paul, is I'm going to stream. I stream the same time every day, which is 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. So about 38 minutes ago is when I started the stream or so. That's the same time that I stream every weekday. And I'll be doing it on YouTube, and then I'll also be streaming it to TikTok as well. So, all right, so you just took the long, let's see. You just took the long above the recent bullish bar on your demo. You thought it was a two-legged pullback to the EMA and a triple test. Any thoughts on your thinking? Okay, so, all right, so you could draw a line here like this. I see what you're saying, like this is a higher low, but this is not really a level here. I see what you're saying about like maybe there's a new low here, but for me, I think that we need to actually test the original range. So I don't really consider that a significant level. So I don't have this as a triple test. Is it a pullback, first entry, pullback, second entry long? Yes, but you wouldn't take that because you got to close outside of this channel and a move to a new high already. So you pause looking for a long there. So no, like that would not be following the rules that I would follow. So this would be probably a trap to the short side. So all these longs here are probably going to get trapped, and there it is. So they all just got stopped. Hopefully you were out of that before that happened, but I don't think that was a good trade setup. So no offense, I just don't think it was because a lot of reasons. First of all, you got a short-term downtrend here, needs a new low. Second of all, you already made a new high on that up channel. You didn't come back and test the range low yet. So now you still have to do that. Could we form a wider channel here? Yes, we definitely could. We definitely could. We could form a wider channel. There's nothing to rule out here because we still need a new low. I just said that we need a new low there. So that's what we got to watch out for. Okay, let's see. Does the third test apply to all key levels, trend channels? No, it does not apply to everything. Triple tests are a setup that only applies to horizontal levels for the most part. Could you argue that you can kind of test them on diagonal levels to some extent, but that would be more like trading a failure pattern. So it's a little bit of a different thing, but it's very nuanced. I can't really like explain it all without you like having gone through like the full course to understand the nuance there. But I'm looking for triple tests on horizontal levels, not diagonal levels. And no, it doesn't apply to every single level. Like, you can't just draw a random level like this and be like, oh, we got a triple test there. You know, like, it needs to be a pretty significant area that you are respecting. You can't just draw random lines everywhere. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Fraser. I think... how do I say this? Like, I think one of the challenges that happens is that a lot of people are trying to learn the system without, like... Here, wait, let me see. So, Fraser, you're not in... You haven't tried the paid community before, correct? Just let me know, and then I'll respond to that. I don't think you've tried... You haven't joined the... You haven't joined or done the paid community yet, have you? All right. Yeah, for sure, Andrew. They have to be key levels, for sure. They definitely have to be key levels. Everybody that is here on TikTok, definitely ask questions if you got them. I am an ES trader. I'm trading the ES on a 2,000 tick chart, price action trading style. As always, and as I've said before, inspired by Mac from Patch Trading, and that's where I learned. I also learned some stuff from Al Brooks, but then I've kind of taken it and ran with it into my own little bit of flavor. So if you're wondering about all that, it's all on the YouTube channel. Yeah, so for sure. So you watch the free course. So here's the thing. The free course has a lot. but it doesn't have like everything, right? So there's a lot of specific rules that we cover that are only in the paid course to give like the full on strategy of how I do everything. So my recommendation would be to give it a go and see if it fits your style. It's only $99 to do a month. Personally, I think that you really want to be committing to more than a month, but that's a way for you to at least like have a low barrier to entry to try it, because there's a lot of nuance, it sounds like, that you're not catching with the rules. And I can tell you straight up, because I know from people who've done the paid course and that I've worked with over time, and they'll all tell you pretty much the same thing, which is like the way that it goes is that like you want to start going through the course, learn as much as you can, but then you definitely want to, after that, repeat it. So you want to follow along in real time, follow along while I'm doing the chart updates in real time in the trading session so that you're watching the market during that time. Then when we come in the beginning of the stream and I go through all the trade setups, that reinforces all the learning that you have from the morning session. And that's why I do it this way. That's why it's structured this way. It's very deliberate, the way that I've structured everything. All right, so we got 30 likes. Can we get 50 today to hit our stream goal on YouTube? Can we get 11 more subscribers to hit our stream goal? Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm going to conclude the poll here. We got a good amount of votes. Looks like 72% of you said that you are having an amazing Monday. 72%. The rest of you said no. So sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that to those of you who said no. Hopefully you didn't take any losses today trading. Hopefully you didn't force any setups on a day where there's not a lot of good setups. It'll happen sometimes. You're going to have days where there's not a lot of good setups. You just have to be, diligent. That's all. That's all. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So yeah, that's all good, man. That's all good. Do it when it's convenient for you. Do it when it's convenient for you. And it's no pressure, man. It's no pressure. It's just like, but I think that like, I can't, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard for me to answer certain questions around like all the nuance if like you haven't gone through the actual lessons that I have on all those. But there's specific rules of price action that I'm following when I look at these setups. Paul, he's heading to work and it's not amazing. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Paul. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it'll happen sometimes, it'll happen. And we got a bunch of people here, so if you haven't done so already, please give the stream a like on YouTube and on TikTok. Please subscribe to the channel and give a follow on TikTok as well. So let's get as many as we can here. I want us to get to 50 likes on YouTube so that we can get our stream goal hit. If we get our stream goal hit, everybody knows we're going to have a fun celebration. You're going to see that on TikTok as well, which is always fun. All right, let's see here. Unfortunately, I don't have I'm going to actually look real quick. I'm going to pull up my phone. I need to take a look at what this looks like on TikTok. Give me a second, because I haven't even looked at it. Turn my volume down here. I don't know if I can even see it properly. Let me change accounts. Give me 1 second, fam. Give me 1 second, fam. I'm gonna go look at my live. Hey, it actually looks pretty nice on TikTok. That's cool. It actually looks pretty nice. All right, sweet. I just wanted to see what it looked like and make sure that it's all good. All right, sweet. Paul, I don't know why, but the TikTok stream is looking real clean, so that's pretty sweet. They're basically, it's the same thing though. I'm just literally streaming from both, and I didn't mean to bonk my mic, so sorry if that was loud. Let me move this a little bit. There we go. All right. We only need 15 more likes to get to our stream goal today. Can we do it? I think we can. I think we can get to 50. I will say this, just a full disclosure. I got a call today coming up in about 45 minutes, a little less than 45 minutes. So I will not be able to have a super long stream today. I'll be able to cruise for a while, but I got a call with the VIP group from the paid community. So I got a call coming up for the VIP mentorship members. Hey, Paul, have a good day at work, man. Have a good day at work. Matt out here. Welcome, Matt. I didn't see you in the chat before. Thanks for always having my back. Hit that like, fam. Hit that like. I wonder if this is gonna... Whoops. I did not mean to... Oh. I was messing with something on my chat and I just... Hold on. Let me fix it. Let me fix it. I think I broke something. Alright, never mind. Alright, there we go. I fixed it. Alright, good to see you. Good to see you, Matt. I accidentally broke something for a second on my chat, but I think it's back. I'm out here whiling. Long morning. Yeah, you know, it'll happen. It'll happen. I actually love Mondays, to be honest with you, because I get like, you know, like I love the weekends too, but I love Mondays. I love coming back fresh. I had a super fun day yesterday, so that was always good. I went and did some stuff, so I had a good time yesterday. I had a really nice weekend. And today should be pretty sweet. I actually got a call at 10. Once that call is over, I got a buddy of mine who's coming to visit, who's coming up from Portland. So that'll be cool. I haven't seen him in a while. He's got a really cool company. Actually, if anybody wants to check him out, he's got a company called Dark Forest. So if anybody likes leather goods, you know, it's just a buddy of mine. He makes handmade leather goods. Really cool dude. Howard. Not too much, man. Just hanging out, just having some conversation. I was just saying that my buddy's coming to meet up with me today, and he's a pretty cool dude. He's coming up from Portland, and I'll show you his brand. He's got a really cool brand right here. Why not? I'll give it a shout out. So this is my buddy here who owns this company. So we're gonna hang out a little bit later today. He makes handcrafted leather goods, really solid stuff, wallets, belts, all kinds of different stuff. You can see he's got hats and apparel too. But yeah, really just cool stuff. If anybody wants some handmade leather stuff, check them out. Check them out. So we're gonna hang out a little bit later today after the VIP call. I think he's coming up actually to do a photo shoot of his products in the forest here, because you know everyone knows if they've been following me what the forest looks like around here. Yeah, Matt, he's actually local to Portland, so he does the you could probably catch him at the Saturday market if you're ever around there. Where am I at? I live in Oregon. Out in the mountains in the forest. I go to Portland from time to time, but I live out in the mountains. So thanks for asking. Hyper Viper, cool name too, Hyper Viper. I got a, Vipers are cool. I have a, I'm not sure if that is referencing the snake or the car, but I have a pet snake, so I like that. Let's see, Fraser. Do I use my levels as precise price points, or am I looking more like a zone? I don't look at them like a zone. I look at them more like, are they getting respected? Like down here when you're getting these little bounces. If it ticks through, I don't really care. It's more about, did it close above the levels, right? It's more about that. So I use them as relatively precise, but not, of course, not exact. Like sometimes you're going to get a triple test that has a little bit of a wick through or something, and that's fine. So I wouldn't say I use it as a zone, but I kind of look at it. It's got a little bit of ambiguity to it. Same thing with trends. Like it's okay if it wicks through your trend, but I like the closes to be on the trend. This ended up not really going lower, so we can just remove that channel. We do have this up channel here. We are back to the midline of our original range. We still have this really tall range that I drew way up here. By the way, like, this range is pretty far-fetched at this point. I'd originally drawn this measured move because I was thinking if this went lower, that would be my target way down there. It ended up not happening. This was my original big range that I drew. But that just does still just look like a failed breakout. You can see it trying to reject there. So is it possible that maybe the range low is slightly lower and that's the new low? Maybe. But I'm just going to leave it. Still going to respect these highs up here. But there's just no real good setups right now. Just not seeing anything I like. This is not a good signal bar. There's no high or low. So that's it. Yeah, I think the bodies do help. The bodies do help. Hey, Cody Futures Trader. Cool, man. Cool. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Shout out to you on TikTok. Shout out to you. All right, so we are only at 34 likes on YouTube right now. We're trying to get to 50 to hit our stream goal. Everybody smash that like button. Everybody subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 5,100. We're getting trolled on YouTube. We've gained a few likes and keep losing them. Who knows what's going on? Stop trolling, fam. But all love, and glad that you're all here. Glad that you're all here with me. Appreciate you all. All right. All right, let's see. So we've got 36 likes. We're cruising. We're trying to get to 50. Are we going to get a goal celebration today before 9:30? Maybe. Can we get 14 likes in 5 minutes on YouTube? Maybe. We'll find out. We'll find out. Wait, what song are we listening to? Give me a second. Let me check the song. All right, I actually like, yeah, this is one of the newer ones. Okay, cool. One of my newer songs, decent. Tonight I'm actually gonna be playing handpan out in public. I'll be playing handpan at a yoga class tonight, so that'll be fun. If anybody wants to check out the handpan channel, it's just my name, Nick Bannock. So check it out. Check it out. I want to do something real quick. I have to put a comment in here that's just going to say test. I want to see what happens. Okay, it goes through YouTube. All right, my bad. I just wanted to see how that would come through if I did a comment. Came through YouTube. There it goes. Okay. I don't think it's going through. I was trying to see if I could make the chat go through TikTok as well. So if you're on TikTok and you saw a comment that says test in the chat, let me know. But I don't think it's working on there. I don't think I have a way to respond in chat with this app on TikTok, but that's okay. I'll just respond with words. All right, anyway. So now we got to move up. New high, close outside here. First entry short right there. And we'll see what happens after that. We'll see what happens after that. If you want to learn more about what I do, check the link tree in my bio. Check it in the description. It's all there for you. We got 38 likes. We only need, oh, now we got 37. Yo, how's it gonna troll me as I say it? I've been trolled. I've been trolled, fam. Been trolled, fam. All right, we'll see what happens here. We got a new high, close outside. That's just a first entry short. So not a trade I'd take, but will we get a second entry short here? Maybe. Maybe. Classic. Cody from TikTok, are you an ES trader? I'm trading the ES on a 2000 tick chart. You can see it up here in the top left corners. That's what I'm looking at. 2,000 tick chart. Every candlestick is 2,000 ticks. Oh, you trade MNQ? Okay. Okay, cool. Check out, listen, I respect everything that people try to do with their trading, but I'll tell you what, if you've never checked out ES or how to trade ES or whatnot, it's definitely worth looking into. Definitely worth looking into. It has higher volume than the NQ, but a little bit lower volatility. And each tick, I don't know if you know this, but each tick is worth $12.50 on an ES contract, or on an MES contract, $1.25 each tick. Whereas like on the MNQ, it's a little different. Oh, you keep it up to compare. Okay, cool. And the other thing I would say, and I talked about this earlier in the stream, is that the cool thing with the ES is that on a cash account, it's only half the margin cost of an NQ contract. So like if you're trading MNQ, most brokerages will charge you about $100 to enter a trade with a MNQ contract. With an MES contract, it's only $50. So you can trade 2 of them for every one of the MNQs. So that's something that's interesting to keep in mind. The difference, though, is that a lot of people these days are trading prop firms. Prop firms will just allow you to trade 1 for 1, but that's kind of irresponsible because you would never do that on a cash account. So I always try to put that out there to people because a lot of people are trading in a way that's super, super high volatility because of that, and they don't even realize it. It'd be like if you were trading crypto and instead of trading Bitcoin, you started off trading some kind of altcoin on 100x leverage. Like, that would just be completely chaotic to try to learn. And I think that a lot of people just miss that. So I like to share that from time to time and just talk about it because I think it's important for people to know that. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure, Cody. Glad it's helpful for you. Everybody here, please let me know if you got questions in the chat. We do have ourselves a new high, and it's a first entry short. We might get a second entry short. The only problem is when you make a new high like that, and you maybe could argue that this was the channel like this, and that's not actually a closeout side, but I don't think so, because you got to move your channel to do that. For me, it's more like this. So taking the second entry short is a little bit of a risk because the new high, taking the second entry short is actually better because you just made the new high. You're probably going to get a reversal, but I don't know if we're going to get the second entry short. Sorry, I misspoke. I meant to say I don't know if we're going to get the second entry short. And if this was like this, then it becomes risky, but it's not like that. I mean, the price action clearly fits like this. Even if you draw it a little wider, it's still a close outside there. Now, we do have to draw a short-term downtrend here. Probably like this. But we're just really chopping around here. Just, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get a setup again. You know, this is just like we're sitting sideways over here. Sitting sideways. All right. Let me see. If you haven't done so already. Yeah, well, Cody, I'm going to say that real quick. I actually can speak to that. So, Cody, so you're saying that there's overlapping price action. The thing is, you're right. There is overlapping price action. Now, if you're talking about the ES and the NQ, people ask me this all the time. They're like, don't they move? Aren't they the same? Don't they move the same? They do not move the same. They move in the same direction, but that doesn't mean they move in the same way. There's a lot more volatility on one versus the other. That's like crypto. It's same thing. Like crypto is going to move in the same direction as each other most of the time, but that doesn't mean it moves in the same manner, right? Like if you're trading like Bitcoin and you take a short, you might be able to have a tighter stop loss. And I think that that's what you're going to find versus like trading with like Ethereum, even though that's the second largest crypto. It's still going to need to have a bigger stop loss because of the volatility. And I find that to be the same thing. Yeah, I think the ES, most of the time, I think the ES is just better price action overall. NQ just moves more. That's all. That's all. But that's just, it makes sense, right? Because the NQ is only 100 stocks. It's 100 tech stocks. The ES is based on 500 of the biggest stocks. And most of those big tech stocks are in there anyway. So there's just more going on inside the ES than there is in the NQ. So that just makes sense that it would have a different type of movement a little bit, even though they're directionally going to be similar. All right. If you got any questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'm going to wait for a couple of questions to come through. Give me 1 second. I got to respond to a quick comment. Give me 1 second. Hey, this question actually does come up from time to time. Hey, wait a second. Why did that music... Oh, sweet. New track. I was like, what happened? I get this question actually somewhat regularly. You asked, have I ever tried volume charts? I've looked at them, but not traded them myself. I have looked at them. They are interesting. You can do it on NinjaTrader up here. You can choose a volume-based chart, and you can change the settings. And the 2000 tick chart is pretty similar. It used to be pretty similar to like the 10,000 volume chart, but they're a little different now. So you'd have to, like, you can use volume charts like tick charts, by the way. Like, you can use them, and there is some value to it. I'll just say this. There's a slight nuance there. Volume charts are going to be based on the actual volume in terms of, like, how many contracts are traded. Right? Whereas tick charts are going to be based on the number of actual transactions. So the nuance there is that, like, on a 2000 tick chart, there's 2000 transactions. So there might be some transactions that are one contract. There might be some that are 100. So some people like volume charts because it helps to see that. Like, what if somebody does a transaction with 1,000 contracts? That's pretty significant, right? It's going to move the price. For me, though, I think that the nuance in how the price action moves with the number of buyers and sellers is more important than the actual volume of the order size. Because the volume of the order size is going to show up anyway. Because if someone does like 1,000 contract short, it's going to just make the candle print huge, right? So you're still going to see it in the candle itself anyway. So personally, I think that the tick chart style is better because I'm seeing the number of transactions happening in the market and how fast the transactions are happening. So I'm really like getting a different sense of the price action. I'm not saying that volume charts aren't good. For me, I don't really like to change my strategy. I have something that works for me. It helps me see the market. It helps me see the price action. So I just stick with it. But I do think that volume charts can be a good thing for some people. I just don't like to change anything in my strategy because it works so well. Yes, Fraser, I do know why they look different. I do know why. Now, when you say they look completely different, you're saying that your charts look completely different on Top Step and AMP. Are you saying that, like, when you're looking at a 2000 tick chart, just the candles look a little different, but the price is about at the same place? Let me know. Like, if the candlesticks look different, but mostly it's like the same chart, it's just that the candlesticks look a little different, I can answer that, but I want to check in with you first on that. And yeah, I used to use AMP futures, so I'm very familiar with that. I don't know why they call it EP instead of ES. It's really awkward. They call it like it's like EPM 2025 or whatever. They have weird names for it on AMP. I have no idea why that is the case. I really don't know. The candles look way different, but the structure is pretty much the same. Yes. Okay, so I can tell you what it is. So basically, Fraser, what's happening there is that does Top Step use rhythmic data? Let me know, because I don't know what Top Step uses. I think but I can tell you this. AMP futures, at least when I used to use it, was CQG data. So the data feed was from CQG. And most of the prop firms use Rhythmic as the data feed. So the data feed is actually a different source, and it makes the candlesticks look different. So that's the problem there. Now on NinjaTrader, I use NinjaTrader brokerage. So I use the NinjaTrader data feed. So if I were going to trade, yeah, they use Rhythmic. Okay, so that's why. So AMP and Rhythmic, AMP is using probably CQG, and then your prop firm is probably using Rhythmic, and so the data looks different. Now, one thing that you can do, I don't know about with AMP, but I know in NinjaTrader, let me pull it up. There's a setting that you can do. I'll pull it from my NinjaTrader account. It's, where is it? I need to just make sure I don't share any of my personal account information, so just give me a second. Yeah, right here. All right, I'll just take a screenshot of it. Why isn't it? Kind of zoom in here so you can see this better on your chart. So on NinjaTrader, you can do this. You can make it so that your market data is using your default brokerage settings. Because if you don't do that, it'll just use probably Rhythmic or something else if you have multiple. So I have my NinjaTrader set up to have my cash accounts, but then I can also have prop firms and all that. But instead of using Rhythmic data, they're all just using NinjaTrader. So I'm only looking at the NinjaTrader data feed, which is here, which I believe is also CQG. Yeah, so what platform are you trading on, Fraser? Are you trading on NinjaTrader? Oh, John 8 I only took one. It was over here, and it was early. It was right here. It was this trade right here. The triple test and second entry long right here. That's the only trade I took. I didn't take the breakout pullback. I thought it was too risky. And there hasn't really been that many setups today. So I've been watching. There's like a few that are questionable. Like there's a short there, but I was looking for a lower high. There is we're testing this level again. And you can see this level might be, you know, it's bouncing here, but I just don't love that because, so we might get a triple test here, maybe, we might, because now we got this move down, new low here, close outside new low, maybe we get a triple test, but right now there's no good setup there, so we'll see. Yeah, let me know, Fraser. Oh, you're on Quant Tower. I've never used Quant Tower. So I don't know. I don't think that you need to change platforms. I think but you might be able to change the data feed. I'm not quite sure about that. John, this is the ES futures, S&P 500 futures on the 2000 tick chart. So every candlestick is 2000 ticks, which is 2000 trades instead of a regular time frame. So hopefully that answers your question. And I will tell everybody, I have to leave in 15 minutes because I have a call with the VIP mentorship group from my paid community. If you want to learn more about all that stuff, it's in the link tree in my bio and in the description and everything. So let's see if we can get to one of our stream goals. We have a goal of getting 10 more subscribers to get to 5,100 on YouTube. But we also are trying to get to 50 likes. We only have 43 likes right now on YouTube. So let's see if we can get to 50 so we can have a little bit of a goal celebration. If you're on TikTok, please give us a follow and a like there as well. Because we are live streaming on TikTok today for the first time. Just giving it a test, seeing how it works. I'm going to keep streaming on both each day, and we'll see how it goes. John, 2,000 ticks, which means 2,000 trades or transactions per candlestick. So like this red candle had 2,000 transactions, then it prints the next one. That's what this countdown timer is. It counts down from 2,000, and then it prints a new candle. Yeah, you got it, Fraser. You got it, man. If you have any questions on it, just hit me up in Discord, and I'm happy to help out if I can. I'm not quite sure. I don't know that platform, but you might be able to change your data feed to be based on your AMP data feed if you're using that platform. Most of the time, you can do that. You can choose which data feed your chart is based on, and then you would just execute based on that one from AMP or whatever. I find the rhythmic data feed to be pretty problematic, to be honest with you. So that's just my opinion from what I've seen over the years. John, you just joined. Okay, so John, the call... All right, so let me just show you real quick. The call that's going on right now is not the call for the regular paid group today. So I have... If you look in here, I have this... the VIP mentorship, but this is closed right now. So I only have a few people that are still in this right now because it's currently the membership is closed for that. So on the calendar, that call is with the VIP mentorship only. The call with the regular paid community is on Wednesday. So that'll be right here on the calendar. So don't worry about the one today. That is only for the mentorship group right now. But again, right now I have the membership closed, but I actually did a post about it yesterday here where I gave some information on it if you want to check that out. But I'm going to be reopening that at some point. But right now I have the membership closed on that. So you can, you'll learn more about that later. So don't worry about that today. But the call on Wednesday is here, and there will be a Zoom link right on there that you can see when you go in there. All right, cool. Cool. Why do I use... John... I use the 2000 tick because I just like the way it moves. It's what I trade. I like the way it prints. And it gives me the best view of the price action. Whenever I've gone smaller to like a 1500 or something, I just find that it's not as accurate because it gives you all these tiny little incremental moves, and it gives you some more false signals. So I just find the 2000 tick is as small as I like to go. I don't go smaller than that. I've tested it. I've tried the 1200. I've tried the 1500. I've tried the 1600. I just don't find them to be as useful as the 2000 tick, so that's what I use. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. All right, I feel like I missed a question here. Let me see. Let me go back real quick. Let me go back. If you haven't done so already, please smash the likes on YouTube. We are trying to get to 50. We're at 45. Our stream goal is to get to 50 likes. So if you're here on YouTube, please smash the like button. Get us 5 more likes so we can get to 50 and have a goal celebration. We're trying to get to 5,100 subscribers, so definitely do that. And yes, John, it's kind of like the 1 minute and 2 minute, or like, think of it like this. Would you rather look at a 1 minute chart or a 1 minute and 27 second chart? Nobody looks at the 1 minute and 27 second chart. So at some point of time, you have to just choose something that like makes sense based on what you typically see. So the 2000 tick chart is kind of like the 1 minute chart, right? Like you just make the choice. But most people aren't going to trade like the 40-second chart. It's kind of like that with the 1500 tick. It's just making an arbitrary choice at the end of the day of what works for you. And so you choose. There might be some trader out there who trades like the 1 minute and 17-second chart. Just like there might be some trader who trades the 1732 tick chart. But there's really no reason to do that in my opinion. I just think the 2000 tick just makes sense, so that's what I do. It's at the end of the day, you have to choose what you're going to trade and just stick with it. So that's kind of how I do it. So there's a little bit of an arbitrary element to it, just to be honest with you. But I find that it moves the best for scalping, in my opinion, and going lower causes some issues. Going higher also causes some issues in a few ways. Okay, so you asked how much did I start with when I started trading? Because, yeah, so this question, I'll say this. It doesn't really matter what the answer is to this because you can start with all different account sizes. So the way that I started shouldn't matter too much, but I started with like a 5K account at first. And then I added more to it, and then that was that. So I don't think it really matters though. As long as you have enough money like to start trading with more than you're like, as long as you're willing to lose that amount and not be completely like messed up, that's pretty much what's important. You want to start, in my opinion, with an amount that is like big enough to trade, but small enough that it doesn't hurt you if you actually do lose it, right? That way you're not like super freaking out about it. Like you don't want to take your savings and just make them your trading account because that's dangerous. You want it to be like, you want to try to make it as far removed as you can for yourself psychologically. That's the way I look at it. So I only got a few more minutes left on stream here because I got to go do a call with my community. So everybody here, please give the video a like and a subscribe on YouTube. We have so many people in here, but definitely not enough likes. We only have 47 likes. We're trying to get to 50 for our stream goal, and then we'll have a nice, fun goal celebration. We're trying to get to 10 more subscribers, but let's get our stream goal of 50 likes. We only need 3 more to get it. And if you're on TikTok, definitely give us a follow and a like. I'm glad that we're streaming on TikTok now. That's fun. And I think that'll be a cool thing for people to check us out and to, just to learn more about us. It's just another channel. I had never really thought about streaming elsewhere. So shout out to Howard for the recommendation on that. I was not a believer that we should do it, but we're doing it. So we need 2 more likes to hit our goal. If you haven't done so already, definitely subscribe. Let me show you some of the free resources. So if you go to the link tree in my bio or in the descriptions and whatnot, you'll find my YouTube channel here. You can go to the videos and you can scroll down and you can find my 4-hour price action course completely free. Ninja Trader setup guide completely free. There's a bunch of stuff in here. My live streams you can look at the live. We go live every day, every weekday at the same time. So that's all in there. There's also like my paid resources. Everything else is in there. So you can check that all out. And, oh, you know what time it is, fam. Goal! It's a goal, fam. It's a goal. Thanks for getting us to our stream goal of 50 likes. Thank you for that, everybody. It's always good to get our stream goal hit because I got to go soon, and that's awesome. Shout out to DOS for putting it in the chat. If you're here on TikTok, you're welcome for our hilarious goal celebrations. We do these every day. Shout out to everybody for getting us to our stream goal today. We're trying to get 9 more subscribers to get to 5,100. I don't know if it's going to happen on stream because I got to go here in a couple of minutes. So if you got any last minute questions, go ahead and put them in the chat on YouTube or TikTok, and I'll gladly respond because I'm going to have to head out in like about 2 minutes, I'd say. I got about 2 more minutes. So there you go. We do have a first entry, second entry long here, but it's kind of in no man's land. It's in no man's land. It is a close outside a new low of the trend channel, but that's a little risky. You're not off of any key area here. You see this? Like, there's no key area there to really take a trade off of. Yeah, you could argue that this level bounced there before, but that's not really a key area necessarily. And we still did need to make a new low on that down channel, so I would not be longing here, even though there's a second entry long. So just keep that in mind, everybody. Keep that in mind. Unfortunately, there wasn't really very many setups in the price action today. Just kind of a choppy day. There's a few more questionable ones, but I'm not going to mark the super questionable ones because those are boredom trades. You got to be disciplined on days like today. There was some setups, just not amazing ones. And there's a few in here that you could argue for. There's a few kind of questionable triple test type setups and a few other things. There's some lower highs. But I just don't think that they were great, so I didn't want to mark them even as greens. I'm just going to leave them alone. I figured I'd play it a little bit more on the safer side today. It's Monday. Start Mondays nice and easy. You know, start Mondays nice and easy. All right, everybody. I'm going to wrap up here. Thanks for getting us to our stream goal today. Shout out to everybody that joined. Shout out to everybody in YouTube. Shout out to TikTok. Everybody who came live on TikTok. That's awesome. Good to see that we had some cool stuff happening there. So really appreciate you all. Really good times. Glad that everybody was here. And so yeah, I mean, not much else to say, but I just want everybody to know that I appreciate you, and I hope you have a good rest of the day. I'll be back tomorrow. If you're in the VIP mentorship, I will talk to you in a couple of minutes. But I'll be back tomorrow, same time for the stream, 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. Right after this stream ends on YouTube, I'll set up the next one for tomorrow. And then I'll be going live on TikTok again. There won't be a delay in the beginning of this time because I'll know what I need to do. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but I figured out how to do it. So we're all good. Anyway, I appreciate you all. And I will talk to you all soon. So take care, everybody. Take care. Thanks for being here.